Hey, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and we're back with part 2. We're in the Monster Manual 3.5, and we're working on dire animals, and this is the dire tiger. I have turned the page, but the stat blocks on a dire tiger are pretty similar to a regular tiger, just more damage. So I've decided that maybe doing ours in white would be easiest, but I'm not sure. So I've given him a light spray base coat of white paint, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to actually paint him white with white. So, but I didn't want to do it pure white because I don't want it to look wonky. So what we're going to do is we're going to make an off-white gray with a little bit of blue in it, like we did with the T-Rex. Something like that. I'm just going to give him a nice coat. And yeah, this is an off-white gray with a little bit of blue in it, like I said. And an orange tiger has a white underside. And I just thought it would be ridiculously hard to capture that. But a white tiger is just kind of white everywhere with stripes. I thought that'd be a lot easier to capture. If you had an airbrush, mine is broken and I've just not bought another one. But if you had an airbrush base coat in this dude, would be super, super easy. There's a little hole there where I drilled that out crazy. I don't really like that, but it's a little late to go back and fix it now. You want to make sure you're getting up underneath him. Or her. This could be a female or a male tiger. Now with lions, they have like a mane when they're dudes, usually. Except for like mountain lions and stuff. So you're like, oh, that's a dude or that's a chick or whatever. But with tigers, I don't know how you tell a difference. Size, maybe. Look under the hood. See what you got there. You know what I mean? Toggle the kilt to on and off. It won't kill you if you get some on the base, because we're going to come back and paint the base. There are a couple spots I'm really having trouble getting to. And you might as well. I could have done myself a favor by not using such a wide fat brush and use something a little thinner where I can get in there a little simpler, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference. So, I just really am overwhelmed and humbled about how many people watch my stupid videos. I have no production value. I don't have any idea what I'm doing. I just, say F it and make something, And Even though, like, some days I do take a second to look through my stuff and find something to work on, many days I just grab stuff and say, okay, I'm making a miniature. And when it's something that I don't have a base for, a base model for, dude, you're, using foam or tinfoil or something, that's just kind of like how I do business, man, to get stuff done. So I'm not like this super talented professional person. I'm just a guy in my basement. So when I see videos getting, 400 views, and I'm not sure what I did to get those 400 views, it blows my mind. It really does. I was talking to Mrs. Doom about it. She thinks these are good, and she sees them on the table, but she doesn't see them up close. You know what I mean? She sees them from, a couple feet away, and she's not picking them up and touching them usually. When I first get them done, she does kind of look at them, but besides the few she made fun of, for the most part, I'm surprised and happy at how much she likes them, and the other people at the table, my sons and my friends, and it turns out nice, and it makes me feel good. Because, like I said, I'm just a regular dude, and getting a lot of videos, that's humbling, because a lot of view counts, that's humbling, because what did I do special to make people watch? I don't know, but I really appreciate everyone watching a lot. That's a big deal to me, because it takes a lot of time to invest to keep this channel going and make all this stuff. That dried a little darker than I wanted it to. That's okay. Let's get a piece of cardboard. And let's get a makeup brush. Where are my makeup brushes? Here we go. Let's get some white. I might need to buy some more white at some point here. Let's see what kind of texture Homeboy has. Quite a bit, it appears. I didn't really notice that seam there. I don't like that. But I didn't really notice it when I was making them. He had like a very generic paint job too. Maybe that was part of it. Like, I really like him like that. But he wouldn't be a tiger. He's got to be a tiger. So we could do his mouth now, and I think for his mouth, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some red, what do you call this stuff? Speed paint, and just dab in there with a small brush, and then maybe come back later with something a little darker. But I don't think too many people are going to be looking inside the mouth. one's got to work. I'm going to get some off-white and do like the round part of his eyes. Alright, let's think about how we want to do these stripes. My first thought is we could do a really thin wash or a speed paint, but I'm worried that that's going to be hard to control. So I'm just going to get some black paint here, and I'm going to keep using my small brush. I'm going to get the tip of my brush a little damp. Usually I use just my mouth. This time I got a little bit more paint. And I'm going to start by going around these spikes in a little like splotch pattern. And that'll hide the little holes and where I didn't come back and fill those with anything, I think. And then you can paint the spikes black too, because I'm going to have them black and then dry brush with a dark gray. Something like that. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of come around those and make that all black. And I looked at some reference arts of tigers before I came to this painting bid, like when I was doing the regular, and it didn't help me remember how the stripes work. So we're just going to go try to make them pretty. Because I think tigers are one of the most beautiful animals on earth. I think my favorite animal is the polar bear, but I think one of the prettiest animals is definitely a tiger, especially the white tigers, man. They're so pretty. I'd like to try to pull some of this together in a weird, I don't know how to describe it, like something like this. It really would have helped if I'd have printed out a picture of a tiger to have here while I'm doing this. That's a fact. So when you're doing it, maybe be smart and learn from my mistake. I think our guy looks more like a zebra here, huh? I don't know what I'm doing. At this point, I think I'm just, the smart move would have been to print one out, and I didn't. So I'm just guessing what I'm looking at here and doing my best. don't know. It's very zebra-y, but zebra-y, is that a word? I just made up a new word. Zebresque, zebra-esque. I don't know. Just ignore me. Don't listen to anything I say ever. I have a little visitor. My 8-year-old boy just crept in here while we're recording. He probably wanted to know what I was making or what he should eat for breakfast. Come here, Daryl. What do you think?
Pretty good.
Is it? I think it looks dumb. Tell me the truth. Is it good or dumb?
I like the spikes. That's good.
Okay. All right, why don't you head back upstairs, homie?
Okay.
Be up in a little bit.
Okay.
All right. We need a little more black paint, apparently. We're getting low. Probably didn't need that much since we're almost done. So, need to kind of come across the inside of the legs on the back sides. Man, I'm not sure how to do this face part, so I know these things are white on like every tiger. The what do you like this mutton chops? I don't know what they call them. Really don't know how I'm doing at this part here. I really wish I had looked at something. I so dumb. Are their noses white or black? I don't know. Let's do black. And we need to acknowledge that there's some kind of claws on the ends of these toes. So just a dab of black will kind of do that, I think. Oh, that's terrible. That was really wet and it just kind of drug into where I didn't want it. All right, I don't know if we can really do anything else without ruining this poor guy. I feel like we've done a lot of destruction to him. Man, I don't like these, how I did these eyes at all. He looks like he's wearing some kind of Batman villain mask. I hate this. Sometimes we make mistakes. And I don't always know how to fix them, so... I like to do a little black dot down here. Alright, let's just stop with the black before we ruin this guy. Alright, I'm getting some pavement and some brown. This is burnt umber. This paint job's going long because of those stripes. So what I want to do is I want to paint the base. I'm going to get a smaller brush that's a little easier to work with, if I can find one. Where's my horrible red brush I like? Yeah, you put stuff away, you can't find it, that'll learn you. There it is. This will just give me more control going around the feet and stuff. You know. Alright, so let's hit this with the hot air gun. So the +2 hot air gun is burning. And then let's come back in with another brown and break up some of that surface to look a little different. Okay, so I already saw a spot back here behind his foot that I missed. Brown. Okay. That's dryish, and that's good enough for what we're doing here. Because we're just going to get another brown and break up that monotony of that first color. This is a medium brown, as opposed to that was kind of a darker brown. And even though that was a little thin because I had too much water on my brush, that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to come around here and just kind of make the earth tones a little different here and there. You don't want to hit it all over your cat while you're doing this, so be careful. Okay. Housekeeping. Alright, so now we're in a pretty good spot. Let's get our cardboard back out. Let's get rid of the, well, let's keep this for a minute. We might need that. So let's get some of this pavement grays color on earth and that smaller crappy brush. And let's paint these rocks up gray. So one of the reasons I don't like base coating white unless I'm not going to attach the miniature to the base until after it's done, because if you base coat everything in white, then you got to try to get in all the cracks, and oh, there's brown on his foot there. Oh well. I don't really think too many people will notice, truth be told. I can always come back and touch it up. So, I kind of have two thoughts on dire animals. One is they are like an anomaly that was born that might be more savage than its normal counterpart, or maybe it's even more intelligent significantly than its other part. Maybe it can understand some human social cues or elven social cues or something from previous contact. Maybe they live a very long time and that's how they get so large. I don't know. This is all conjecture. But oh, I needed that paint still. Oh, we don't need that. I have enough on my brush. So we're gonna wipe a lot of that off, and we're gonna lighten up these spikes. Let's get this medium gray here. This is called pewter. Pewter. Let's put some variation on these rocks. Let's let those rocks go for a minute. Let's come back to his teeth. So the simple solution for those is this pallid bone speed paint. And I'm not going to use it with the normal thickness. I'm going to really drag this out here so it's thin and it just kind of stains. Oh, we got a problem. Time the heck out. Let's grab that off-white we had earlier. I got some red on a tooth. So we need to make sure our teeth don't have any red on them. Okay. All right, we'll come back to those in a minute. Let's let that kind of go. Let's do a black rim around the outside here. So I like to think that dire animals are almost like a supernatural interjection by nature. They're like, oh, this race, this creature is not doing great, or this creature is underpopulated, or this other creature is overpopulated, and we need like a hunter to deal with it. So I think they're like a corrective action by nature, kind of. That's just my thought, though. Again, all conjecture. None of it's real lore of any sort that I'm aware of. Maybe it is. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I even opened the entry to dire animal until this week, so until yesterday. I've just done nothing but manage to make a giant mess here at this point. Okay. Let's hit him with the hot air gun. Make sure everything is dry. We'll come back, touch up those rocks, then we'll look at his mouth. And its eyes. There was problems on his face I didn't like either. So that's going to be part of this fix on the eyes and mouth too. Let's get this off to the side. We don't need this right now. So we're going to get some matte white here. And we're going to get that pallid bone that I had on the other tape. So, oops. With that white, I'm really unhappy with how I did around that eye right there. So I'm just going to come back in and get that white how it was. And then right here, I'm going to try to break up how Batman mask it looks by taking that back to white. Alright, I like that better. I just really didn't like the way his face looked. Alright, so we're getting a light gray. And do the rocks with that real quick. Give them a little bit of where's that? Anyways, we'll just use this. Let's get those teeth. Whoa, ooh, that could have been bad. We want to pull this out and make it real thin. Up around the top, so I'm just making it a little darker. Okay, I'm pretty pleased with that. Now the eyes. So I think it was in World of Warcraft, the online like MMO, that these kind of like rideable giant cats had these like blue glowing eyes. I know that cats don't have giant blue glowing eyes, but that was kind of like my first thought was like, oh, I can make giant blue glowing eyes. But I won't do that. But what I will do is give them blue irises, or her. And I'm eating some paint. I'm going to get the +2 hot air gun. Now cats have like some kind of like slits for eyes or something. I'm not really sure. They have some kind of eyes. that are not like normal. Okay. Getting the paint out of my brush. All right. Let's get a crappy brush and some clear paint. Let's try to get this fella knocked out. Or clear glue, I mean. So you really want to get the spots you don't like first. That's where you want to put, like, you really want to focus on putting grass, okay? Okay, that's as much as I want on mine. You keep going on yours till you're happy. All right. It was a long paint job, and like I said, you can do some fast forwarding to get through some of those dumber parts. But that's what I came up with on my Dire Tiger. My favorite function or thing of him is how dumb he looks in the face. He's like, "Oh, I farted." But that's my Dire Tiger. I do want to light something up one more time. I'm sorry. I know you thought we were about to be done. You were escaping. Just one more second here. Oh, I'm dropping shit everywhere. All right. I'm just going to get a little bit of this. And this kind of bigger brush I was using. I'm going to lighten his spikes up along the tops a little bit. Just on the fronts of the tops. Alright, I like that better. You probably can't tell from there. Alright, so this has been the Dire Tiger, our Dire entry for the 3.5 Monster Manual. I'm Doom from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. I'm one half of the Dungeon Swag team. And what we do at Dungeon Swag is out of our basements, we produce a miniature product where you can get 6 to 8 miniatures in a loot crate. Every month there's a different theme. It's supposed to be a surprise. This month is heroes. You don't know what heroes are going to look like, though Asco did put them on Discord, which spoils the surprise. But anyways, we also sell one-off miniatures, and if you want a free miniature or you want a discount code to get a 25% off your first month box, check out the description of this video and our Discord and the website, and we will work with you to try to make your dreams of getting miniatures for cheap come true. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, share, comment, notification bell. Have a great day.